got married to my first husband, Josiah, in 2004, and when we got married, I thought, you know, this is my life. This is what I wanted. We're going to get married, and we're going to grow old together, and we're going to have kids, and that's how it was going to go.
Everything seemed to be where we wanted it to be. We were a young couple, we were having kids, we were serving, and we thought we were on top of the world. Everything seemed to be going the way that we kind of had planned it.
Things don't always go as I have them planned, but that God has a greater plan, and that I can trust Him in all things, and He will work it together for good, as He says in His Word.
We went into the doctor's office. We found the tumor in her lung. It came out of nowhere for us. It came out of left field, and it was just earth-shaking.
Josiah went to the doctor for a little pain that he had in his leg, and we found out shortly after that he had cancer, and totally shook my world around and turned it upside down, and I couldn't believe that this was happening to us. We were just a normal little family.
It eventually came to be. She passed, but it was such an interesting ride, and I wasn't at peace with her having cancer, with her being sick, with her getting to that point. Once I realized that His glory meant more to Him, it didn't matter what happened here. It doesn't matter what happens here. It just matters that God is glorified all the time.
Josiah's cancer progressively got worse, and then he eventually passed away. Then I had to figure out how to do life. There were some really rough moments. There were some really rough days, but God used people in my life to encourage me and to help me. I was a widow for about a year and a half when God brought Dustin into my life. After his wife, Becca, passed away, we continued to be friends, and we continued to just encourage each other, and mostly just over text. We would text each other. And
it turned into a couple of texts a day to like 5 texts a day to like, I even hinted to her a couple times. I'm like, you know, we could speed up a lot of this process as far as like just communicating by just calling one another, you know, the old-fashioned way. And she wasn't having it.
I started to kind of wonder if something else was happening besides just a friendship, but I wasn't going to allow my heart to go there.
And so one day I just texted her. I said, hey, can I ask you a question?
He asked me, you know, if we could ever, you know, just go out for coffee or something like that. And
it's weird how you can tell through text messaging sometimes if somebody's nervous or somebody's kind of leery about the question you're going to ask because of the response time. It sounds weird, but...
And I said, well, that kind of sounds like a date. And he's like, well, it doesn't have to be. He's like, I'd really like it to be. I went to bed and hardly slept at all. My heart was pounding, my brain was spinning. I was thinking about, you know, every scenario I could think of. I was thinking about the kids. I was thinking about how this would work. And
I drove home from Smoky Row that night, and I just remember just driving home, and I was just praying out loud to the Lord. I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what you're working out. If there's something going on here, will you place it on our heart to meet with me face to face? And
so that night I texted Dustin and I said, God's just really been laying on my heart that we should meet together, we should talk face to face.
I'm like, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I can't believe you're really saying this.
That was confirmation that that was what we should do. We talked about everything in that 3 hours. And
the one thing that I remember the most is I asked her, I said, if we bring this thing together, if we come together, you're gonna have 4 kids versus 2. And she looked at me and she said, Dustin, I love your daughters. She's like, I genuinely love your daughters. And it wouldn't be a problem at all. It won't be hard. The whole conversation, everything we said together, that was the weight of it right there for me.
Okay, we'll start this. We'll see how God leads us. We'll see where this goes.
City lights, cloudy skies, slow dance in the rain.
But we started seeing each other. We started going to some of the places we were discovering. We'd like to go downtown and hang out, and we'd always loved Smoky Row. And we would just sit, and we just loved it.
One of the things I love about Dustin is that he has a good sense of humor and he makes me laugh.
I like how gentle she is. I like how kind she is. I enjoy her as a mother. I love watching her be with her kids and mine.
I love that he is a good dad and that he's a fun dad.
She's just a sweet woman.
I love that when he wraps his arms around me, that I just kind of disappear. And Dustin, I'm so excited to marry you today. I am beyond excited to marry you today, and I can't wait to share our lives together. I can't wait to be husband and wife, and hopefully grow old together. I can't wait to be your wife, and I'm so excited to see where God leads us. I love you, and I cannot wait to say I do.
Jessica, today is going to be a day that I'll never forget. I'm so thankful for you. Your beauty shines so brightly, and I think you're rare, I think you're unique, and I think you're an absolute blessing. And I love you with my whole heart, and I will love you forever.
Kind of the kicker to the story, that yes, this is what God's done, this is how he's led. And oh, and by the way, we live on the same street. We live just 8 houses apart.